there's no way to feed cheaper than this way. Welcome, so my name is Niels Oosdam. We are here in Bodegraven, that's in the middle of the Netherlands. We have the farm here with my family, my two parents and my brother, milking 135 cows with a production of 9,500 liters. So till last year we had 55 hectares of land. We had not enough feed from our own land, so we bought a lot of maize. Last year we bought 25 hectares of land. So our area grows. We don't have to buy maize again, but the soil here is not good enough to harvest and to grow maize because it's too soft, too wet. So we go to a ration of only grass, and then the question came up: how can we have the best value out of the grass? Well, and that's of course feeding it directly. So that was the idea, to start with the zero grazer and feeding fully fresh grass ration. A year or three ago, a friend of mine came here for a month with the zero grazer because it was autumn and we had a lot of grass at the field, and silage it was too wet to make silage. And he came around, and we directly thought, well, that's a good thing. But well, as I said, the last years we did not have enough fields to start with the zero grazer. And now we have, so the choice was not very difficult. So at the half of April, the grass starts to grow hard enough to start grazing. Well, we started with a week of one wagon a day, and then the rest was still silage from the other year. And then after a week we close the silage pit and go to a fully fresh grass ration. And now the biggest reason to start with feeding fresh grass was to have the best value out of the grass. Well, that's feeding it directly. Cows have a higher intake, so more milk and healthier. So we don't have to buy any protein in our concentrates. So the price of our concentrates is low. We don't have to feed a lot of concentrate because there's a lot of energy in the fresh grass. So we go down with the concentrate cost. We grow with 25 hectares of land, and now at the end of the year we see that our silage and contracting costs for the silage went down. Even now we have more land, so that's a big value, a big plus. And also with dairy, our own milk. To milk and yogurt, you need the highest quality of milk, and you reach the highest quality of milk with feeding the highest quality of grass. So that's step by step reasons to start with the zero grazer. Oh, it takes a little bit more of your day than feeding only silage, but that's not a big problem if you have a lot of pluses. You take every grass out of the paddock because it cuts and it directly goes into the wagon, so you don't have any looses at the ground or something like that. It follows the field very, very good. So we are very happy with the system. So starting in April from silage to fresh grass, the milk yield went up with 3 liters or 4, and the protein also went up in the spring. The fat goes down a little bit, and then the whole year around, if you have the good quality of grass, grazing at the right time, at the right days, at the right weeks, it can still keep the milk yield that high. And now in the autumn you see there's no sunlight at the grass, so the energy in the grass goes down, and also the milk goes a little bit down, but there's no way to feed cheaper than this way, so that's not a problem for us. At this farm we don't have the typical Holstein cow. Well, we have a few, but the most are pro-cross, so they're crossbreeded with Montebejaarde. Swedish Red and Holstein. So we have a cow that's very strong and also strong enough for only fresh grass. You see the couple only Holstein cows we have. Well, they have it a little bit harder with it, but the crossbreeded cows, they're strong enough for it. So since we started with dairy, our own milk, the cows went out again. When my dad and mom went to this barn in 2008, they start robot milking and keep the cows inside for 11 years. And then we start with dairy processing our own milk, and they went out again. Our young stock, lucky, always went out, so the cows knew what's grazing. And this year also we opened the gate. We give them the chance to go outside. But as soon as I came up with the loader wagon or the zero grazer full of fresh grass, they jump inside, because it's not an easier way than when it's in front of you in the barn. So and you see you don't have any damage at your paddock when you're with the zero grazer. And logic, when cows are walking in the paddock, they make damage, but so you have more losses, and now you take a higher amount of fresh grass from the fields, a higher kilo dry matter in a year with zero grazing than with the cows outside. It's not a typical Dutch barn you see here. This barn is built with an ID that the cows should keep inside when they built this barn. So the idea was we need a lot of fresh air and a lot of daylight. And with this barn, we've walls from 5 meters, so fresh air came through. Then the front is open, the back is open, so a lot of fresh air and a lot of daylight in this barn. So the cows can have their best natural way to live around and show their heats. And now they have the chance to go outside, but when it's 20 degrees, the air pipes start with blowing. There's coming fresh air from the outside above the cows who are laid down. And as soon as it's 30 degrees or more, we open the sprinklers, so there's water coming. The intake of fresh grass with warm summers and more than 30 degrees or 25 degrees, cows don't like that. And you see when you're feeding fresh grass inside, it's easier to have a higher intake. And outside, the grass, the taste of the grass goes down when it's warm. So it's difficult to have a high intake of grass outside. And you see now with zero grazing, cows, well, it's easy to have high intake of fresh grass because it's in front of them. So they don't have to walk to have a lot of fresh grass. So, well, we called Ron, he is the Dutch person for the zero grazer, and he just directly came around, had some good talks, and well, it was not a difficult choose to go for the zero grazer. And they promised us to start at the beginning of the season, and it was a hard operation to get the wagon on time, but he did, and we could start at the beginning of the season in April and not in June. So that was well, we were very happy with that and lucky. So at this farm we have the zero grazer 140. We know that we have to do 2 loads a day, but the 3-axle was not big enough to do 1 load, and it's too heavy for the ground over here, for the soil. And the 120 was not big enough, so we choose for the 140. At this grazer we have the automatic grazing system, so well, that's for the maintenance a very good thing, because from my point of view, you always think that you go to do that, but there's always coming something in between and you forget it. And the maintenance, well, you have to change the knives right on time, but well, it's just a thing you have to look at, but I don't think it's a big problem for me. So when we were buying this machine, we are not buying a machine from our point of view, but we're buying a system for the best, to have the best for our cows.